It's day 4 of vlogging. Don't mind my hair. I'm trying not to. Part of the reason I want to do the vlogs is because I want to let go of the value I place on the way that I look and emphasize who I am as the words that I speak. So I'm attempting not to prep and really give a hoot. Does that work? About the way that I look, and just focus on who I am in the moment, the words that I express myself as, and not even doing this where I look at myself, just look at you. So vlog topic, I didn't really have anything to discuss particular. We are in the midst of the coronavirus. It's flu-like symptoms, right? Stuffy nose, coughing, sore throat, fever. It's like every year I get that at least once. So I'm not too worried about it. You know, there's some cases in the area, and like there's been moments of fear that come up of like, what if I have this, or what if I come in contact? But ultimately the point is, if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, and it's who I am within it. It's who I am within the idea of getting it, you know, who I am in my day-to-day life now, knowing that it exists. Am I living in fear? Am I living in paranoia? Am I acting rationally? I'm just kind of going with how I always go along with my day, and not really giving too much attention to it, although there are moments where I've seen myself go into some fear about it, and so those are my points to address with self-forgiveness. But I did want to pull a tarot card as a point of like supporting a vlog topic and just like opening up. So we could pull the card as like a point in relation to the coronavirus, like a virus in general, like being sick, or you know, maybe what is my point here. So this is our deck where we keep our tarot cards. So I don't think I'm gonna do like a super big reading. I think maybe I'll just do a quick little, I'll just do this and show you the card and then talk about it, and you guys can see my crazy hair. Okay. So I'm just gonna shuffle the cards. Pretty straightforward. I used to not ever be able to shuffle like this, and doing tarot cards is what developed that skill. I used to think my hands were too small for it, but turns out it just, like everything, takes practice. So this card is going to be a point of support for my current physical health, and just kind of see where I'm at with that. I might actually do 3 cards. I'll do a mind, body, and beingness card. So 1, mind, body, being. Okay, pretty straightforward. Mind, body, being. And this is kind of part of the layout I do anyway, but mind, body, being. And then I'm going to pull a support card for the body, because the body is a little bit going through a little extra processing at the moment. So there we go. So I'll just flip these. So this is my mind, suppression, body, stress, oh yeah, okay, and beingness, clinging to the past. So, and this is in relation to like my physical experience at the moment. So mind, suppression. What comes up for me initially is kind of why I'm doing the vlogs. It's this point of how I have a lot of judgments about like just myself in general, and like things that I do that seem so silly, or like for instance, I got home at 5, I walked the dog, I made dinner, did a quiz online for my course, which I guess I talked about in my last vlog. And then I watched YouTube videos for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Caesar Milan dog videos. There's a channel that I subscribe to called Exploring Alternatives, about like different house modalities and like lifestyle stuff. Some vlogger stuff, Ryan Serhant, and like so I just watched like a variety of some vlogs, some behind the actor studios type stuff with the Mini Project cast, like just a variety of like, that's me watching television is YouTube. I really enjoy YouTube, obviously. Anyways, so normally that's something that I really judge of myself. Like, I just think it's stupid. I think it's weird. I think it, like, I just have so much judgment about it that the idea of me telling you that, or like someone outside of my partner knowing that that's what I did for 2 hours and like what I'm interested in specifically is like, I have judgments about that. I don't want people to know like that's what I do, or that's what I'm watching, or that's what I'm interested in learning about. Like, it's crazy. Like, I have such judgments about myself to the point where it's like I've inverted so much of what I do because I think that it's just gonna be judged because I judge it. Like, I don't just allow myself to have preferences and have likes and have like interests because I just judge it as stupid or something. Like, it's really silly. So that's what this card, suppression in relation to the mind, brings up. It's like it's how I exist in my mind in relation to myself as I suppress myself. It's like I exist in a point of suppression. I suppress myself. I don't want to like express myself. I don't allow myself to like stand and be okay with things that I like or enjoy, you know, or that I'm interested in. Like, I instead feel like I have to put up a facade or like a presentation that is going to be accepted, that like is not, that I think other people will accept without question, essentially. So that's part of the reason why I want to do the vlogging, was I want to get myself past that judgment of who I am and just find acceptance within myself. Like, for instance, the Mindy Project show was created and starred by Mindy Kaling, and one of the things she was talking about in the video I was watching today was you know, how did she come up with the show and why did it go in the direction it did. And she's like, you know, I just really like making out with guys. And I just thought that was so bold of her to say that, because that show does have a lot of her like dating different guys and like, you know, like that's it. And like, she was just like, it's like that sense of ownership, like owning who you are and what you like to do or how you like to express yourself, or just not having shame or like judgments or embarrassment about you, and just being comfortable with yourself. I have never really experienced that, and I'm now in a position where I'm trying to create that, to decide that that's who I'm going to be. I'm going to be someone who owns who I am and not be shameful about who I am, because there's nothing to be ashamed about. I've lived a certain life and had certain experiences and was designed to be a certain way, and I've been walking a process of deconstructing that and now changing that and deciding for myself who I want to be and how I want to create myself. So learning how to own myself and own who I am and own my expression, to me the vlogging can support with that. So that's a whole lot that comes up just from the first card of suppression. Second card is stress, and that's a body point. So that's the body position. I'm just gonna look at the support card. Yeah. So I put a lot of stress on my body in terms of expectations. So this is what this card brings up for me. This is what I consider. This used to be an agreement card, like a point of like me being in a relationship with someone, but it's evolved now to, with the support of my agreement partner Andrew, of looking at it from the perspective of like, it's the ultimate point of self-love. It's like that mirroring self. It's like that wholeness and completeness within yourself. So what I can see is that this is the solution to my problem, which is I have a lot of expectations on my body. I want my body to look a certain way. I want to physically look a certain way. I want to physically be seen a certain way. I want to fit into an image that I've seen throughout my life as what is beautiful, and I want to fit into that. And so I put stress on my body through mostly, I think, my mind, and maybe that's part of the suppression points too. I put a lot of stress on myself, and that's what I can do to support myself, is embrace that point of facing myself unconditionally and loving myself unconditionally, ultimately, like realizing that I am always and only with myself, and that's who I have to live with, is me, how I am and who I am, and physically what I am, and accepting that unconditionally. So definitely a process I'm still working through and working on. And then that's my beingness card. So, or I guess you could say it's unconscious stuff too, clinging to the past. That to me is also in relation to this whole, like, the way that I deal with myself in terms of how much I judge myself or have these unrealistic expectations on myself and who I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to look. And man, it's like, it's crazy how much actually of a box I've put myself into in relation to how I think I'm supposed to look, and that being the only thing that I'm supposed to be defined by. Just the physical image, just the face, just the body, and being like a perfect image that is seen as desirable and is wanted and is envied. That has been like a purpose, and I can see how much that's limited. And yeah, that's pretty interesting actually. So the fact that it's a beingness card too tells me that it is deeper points that I have to continue to process, and not think that one realization is going to give me the transcendence I'm looking for in relation to it. It's something I have to be continuous with in terms of working on and working through. And my phone's beeping at me because I have about 60 seconds of this video left before I run out of time. So I guess a quick reading for myself and support for myself and for you guys. Yeah, so I gotta go. It's beeping. Thanks for watching. Day 4 vlogging. We'll continue tomorrow. Will you stay or will you go? How do I